Hi everyone, so thank you for coming to this talk, Serving Your Purpose. I want to start off with, where did the journey begin? So for me, it began when my grandfather passed away with dementia, and I basically committed my life to this cause. And, I developed an interest in psychology, philanthropy, volunteerism. I even went on to found a youth-led dementia charity in memory of my grandfather. And over the years, I basically activated a few activities I explored in my childhood, like videography, for example. Now I'm working on a documentary film on dementia in the Caribbean, so it's very exciting time and exciting project. I used to draw, and now I illustrate. I was always interested in technology, and now I work full-time in tech. So it's quite funny coming from a psychology background, but it goes to say that it doesn't matter what journey you've taken. You can serve your purpose at any given time once you've had the right approach and support around you. You can achieve great things. So I go on to say, you need to define what purpose means to you and what purpose is. So for me, I believe purpose is basically value-driven work. So something you thrive in and can do naturally and intentionally that serves a greater good. By definition, purpose is something you contribute to on this planet. Both definitions, I believe, are correct. But the first thing is understanding your purpose, and the second thing is now asking yourself the right questions. So what type of work do you normally gravitate towards, and why? What do you think about the most? What activities gave you the most joy in your childhood? What do you do best? And who do you want to be known for? And I'm sure there's plenty other questions you could probably ask yourself, but I think these 5 areas is something that you need to probably ask yourself and focus on for some time before you can even jump into your purpose. So look at the patterns, look at the conversations, look at your thoughts, look at your networks, look at every aspect, every large event in your life. Because in all of these experiences, you can put them together and you will understand that you probably are ignoring your true purpose. And I go to say that because I want people to understand that you need to pay attention to detail. And it is hard to put purpose in a box, but purpose is your what and your why. Purpose is your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. And you might have an umbrella purpose or several values that relate to your purpose. But to get to that stage, you need to activate self-awareness and self-actualization. So self-actualization is a concept developed by Maslow in 1962, which basically states that it is a complete realization of one's potential and the full development of one's abilities and appreciation for life. This concept is at the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So not every human being reaches it. And we'll even come into that, but I want to kind of do this activity with you before we even get more into that, because that's quite a lot to take in at the moment. So simple questions. Who are you? Okay. It might be simple, it might be complex, but let's just break it down into simplified sentences. So I gravitate towards dash because I am dash, and I value dash because it dash, dash, dash. So you can put, I would say, maximum 3 words on each line. And that's kind of a good baseline to work with to understand who you are, what you value, why you value it, and so on. And of course, your values. So what do you value? Do you value change? Do you value comfort? Are you an empath? Do you value commitment? Do you value compassion? These like simple value cards are quite powerful as they are agents of change. Okay, they are basically your principles, your why. All right, and they influence our attitudes and behaviors, and they guide our approach to life and relationships. Another good who are you? Your personality. It is who you are. if you're an introvert, extrovert, thinker, judger, these different categories, they mean something. So because you're an introvert, you might gravitate towards projects and work that doesn't, where you don't, when you're not at the forefront of things, basically. So anything that you can do in the background is something you gravitate towards. If you're an extrovert, that would be the complete opposite. If you're a feeler, you gravitate to more empathetic, down to heart, purpose-driven work. So personality is a funny thing. So you can start off shy and then become someone who's entirely extroverted over time. And I would say purpose is something you should also put into a box. That being said, the categories. But I think it's a good place to start to understand where you are and what is your comfort zone and who you want to become and how you come out of that comfort zone. So quick example of this is the zone of proximal development. This basically says tasks that you can do without assistance, tasks that the learner can do with assistance, and tasks that the learner cannot do with assistance. So your zone of proximal development could be at any point at any given time, but you need to understand where you are and what level of support you may need. So for someone who needs assistance, you can seek different types of support. And I think the question might be now, mentor or coach. So if you're struggling to find your purpose, I would definitely recommend you find a coach and someone that can help you to dig deeper. As you can see, there is a linkage between coaches and mentors. So coaches, they help you to strategize your moves. Mentors, they provide more like a guidance, but there is where they meet as well. So for me, I'll put myself as personal development coach because I will give you the strategies and formally engage you in your journey. Another good framework for values is the sustainable development goals, which I also use as my framework because my passion was fueled through volunteering. I don't want to allow myself to only grow in the same space I'm planted. So I started off with good health and well-being, and now I have other interests. So it is very important to explore your interests, and this is a good place to start. So I go on to say now, words of wisdom, I like to call it, because I want people to understand that purpose means focusing on what makes you feel alive as well. So in this part of the world, there is no space for anything that does not bring us joy. So we need to focus on what sets our hearts on fire. And we should only position ourselves in spaces that fulfill us and brings us joy. So that is my first words of wisdom I want to give you today. The second one is network with people who share same experiences and interests as you and those outside of your field. Very important because we might need a particular skill, expertise on something to bring us to, when we're talking about the zone of proximal development, bring us out of where we are needing assistance to where we can do things without assistance. But to get to those two levels, we will need guidance. We will need an authority figure, a mentor, a coach. So definitely network with everyone that you know, because you never know when you need some words of wisdom like I'm sharing with you today. My third one would be connect your purpose to your values. Very, very important. Your purpose is in you, and the world is ready for what you have to offer. But I think your purpose must align with your values for that to work. And I think it's okay if you don't feel ready, if you don't have it all together. Come willing to learn. You have to be teachable in this journey. You can start unprepared and build on the way. I think the most important thing that you can do is to start, and everything will fall gradually in place once you've started. That's the most important thing. If you don't start, if you're stagnant, then you cannot be actively looking for your purpose. You need to be hungry to unpack your purpose. So that being said, the beauty of life is that we go out and we explore our interests, and then something sparks. Something sticks out to us, and we need to actively uncover it. So your gifts will make room for you. And I don't know if you're Christian or not, but I believe in God, and Proverbs 16-18 says it clearly that whatever you do it with your whole heart, because your gifts will make room for you. Very powerful. And then the other tip or words of wisdom I would like to give you is purpose can be seasonal. So understanding when your purpose is complete is vital. Purpose can be transitional or seasonal. So acknowledging what your season of purpose is and how can you move on, and when should you move on to where you need to be next. So with that being said, what are your next steps? Okay, some of us know our life's purpose, but we're still afraid to take the leap of faith. You understand your personality, your strengths, your experiences, your skills, but you are still stagnant. So what are you going to do about it? Who do you need? What do you need? What do you need to step into your next level, your next assignment, your next purpose? Stop playing with your potential, because for every disbelief is a day, a minute, a second away from where you need to be. So I hope this was helpful. Definitely let's stay in connection with each other. I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. I also have 15-minute free calls on Calendly. So book something in, let's talk. I definitely will be interested to hear your journey and know how I can be of service as well. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye.